guys, welcome back to my fragrance review channel. So today I'm going to be talking about a Katy Perry fragrance. I've actually been wearing this one quite a bit. It's one of my favorite sort of newer celebrity fragrances that I've got. It's called Killer Queen's Royal Revolution. It's the third fragrance in the Killer Queen collection, and it's Katy Perry's fifth fragrance overall. Now, if you watch my review of the original Killer Queen, I had sort of said that it wasn't quite a fragrance that I personally enjoyed wearing. It's a nice fragrance, but it's not really one that I love. This one, however, I find to be completely different than the original, to the point where I actually really enjoy it, and I like wearing it a lot more than the first one. So first, we're going to look at the packaging. So I got the gift set back at Christmas time that came with the three pieces you see here. So the box here has the Royal Revolution emblem in the front, surrounded by the nice turquoise color and all of these sort of royal detailing going around all sides of the box. You'll notice here it says Killer Queen's Royal Revolution. So it's kind of already indicating that it's a step away from Killer Queen. It's as if she's had a complete makeover. She's had a royal revolution. This is what it is. And so that kind of hints towards the fact that it might not smell, quite the same as the original. Now in this particular gift set, I got the 50 milliliter, oopsie. I feel like all of my Katy Perry videos involve some sort of fragrant disaster. Remember when Perf fell in my video? Oh my god, I still have nightmares. I'll put a link to the review in the bottom if you want to relive the drama. Actually, speaking of cats of the past, I am wearing, of course, my Katy Perry Meow pendant. I got this when I got my bottle of Meow many years ago. She is here for moral support, let me tell you that. So this set came with the 50 milliliter bottle, as well as the body lotion. And I had a choice at the time. I could have got, as my third piece could have been either the shower gel or the miniature. And I, of course, decided to go for the mini. Mini fragrances are my ultimate pleasure in life. If I ever have an opportunity to get a miniature, I always go for it. Even though I don't really use them too much, I just love having them. I have a huge collection of just the miniatures. I'll show you one day. Alright, so let's take a look at the Royal Revolution bottle. So it is absolutely stunning. I always loved the Killer Queen bottles, but with this color, it just makes it beautiful. It sits on my fragrance counter and it just attracts everyone. Maybe I'm speaking for more people than I should be, but I think it's really nice. So the base is a little bit lighter. It has that sort of transcendence of color. So we have the sort of lighter, well, it starts off colorless, and then I have the light blue going into the deep turquoise towards the top. The lid is in a very deep silver color. It's not black, it's very deep silver. We have Katy Perry written here, and then we have Killer Queen there. It doesn't say Royal Revolution on the cap, but if you remove it, in sort of a light pink coloring, you see Royal Revolution written on the rim. And we have our precious kittens, Purr and Meow. They're not to be forgotten, of course. What's funny about the miniature fragrance is that, the bottle's obviously smaller. This is 15 milliliters. This is 50. But what's funny is that the lid is not smaller. I feel like this has happened before with fragrances where the bottle shrinks, but the lid doesn't. So you can even switch them. Look, you can take these off. Yeah, they're exactly the same size, and switch them, and nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. I think it looks a little silly to have such a big lid for such a little bitty bottle, but it kind of looks like a soother for a child. No, it looks like a torpedo, a Katy Perry explosive. Just stop that for a moment. So we're going to talk about the actual fragrance, what it smells like. So I'm going to give it a spray. I have my Killer Queen tester strips. I don't think she made a special one for this fragrance. I think they were all just Killer Queen. At least I didn't find any. So in the top of the fragrance, we have freesia and pomegranate. So I should start by saying this is a fruity floral kind of scent, but it has a nice unique ingredient in it, which I think gives it a sort of special aroma to it that makes me sort of feel like it stands out a little bit among a lot of other fragrances in its category. So that's in the heart of the fragrance, but we'll talk about the top first. So freesia and pomegranate is in the top of the fragrance. So it starts off sort of fresh. We get that kind of berryish aroma from the pomegranate, but it's never quite as strong as like red berries or like strawberry, like all those kind of berries. I find pomegranate to be a little bit more refreshing. It kind of does the same thing that like raspberry does in a fragrance, where it doesn't really add like a super fruity quality. It adds more of a fresh, clean, fruity kind of quality. And I think that's really good once you kind of find out what's coming on later in the fragrance. So for a minute, it's sort of a fresh, fruity scent, a nice sort of springtime pomegranate. I can't pick this up. Softened a bit by that freesia. Now, in the heart of the fragrance, we have jasmine, orange blossom, and sandalwood. So there's two things I find a little strange about this heart. First of all, sandalwood is typically used as like a base note. It's kind of there to help make the fragrance last a little longer and kind of just give it that, woodier kind of dry down. So to put it in the heart of the fragrance is a little bit unusual. The second thing is that the jasmine and the orange blossom, they're typically, stronger white florals. Then you can always kind of pick them out in a fragrance. I feel like I can't, position this box without blinding you and not annoying me at the same time. Back to the jasmine. Right. So the jasmine and the orange blossom, I feel like I don't even smell them. This is not a white floral scent. It doesn't have that really opulent bouquet of flowers. I feel like I would be, I wouldn't even believe you if you told me there was jasmine and orange blossom. It just smells more like freesia, maybe peony. Like, it's not a strong floral heart. So I don't know what those florals are doing. I don't know why the sandalwood is where it is. I feel like, it's nothing but confusion. I kind of feel like all three of them were kind of invited to this party, but it's like, I feel like Meow was in charge of the invite, and she's so sweet and nice. She wanted to invite everyone, but really, jasmine, orange blossom, no. And sandalwood, it's like, we could take you or leave you. So let's just forget about the heart, okay? I don't feel like it contributes to the fragrance very much. It's the base of the fragrance where you get the main ingredients that really give you the signature of this particular fragrance. So in the base of the fragrance, we have leather, vanilla orchid, musk, and the very unusual note of blackthorn. So I was reading the little thingy here, and it said the base includes unusually mystical notes of blackthorn. So I thought to myself, what is blackthorn? What is it? So it is a plant. It's like a fruit-bearing plant. It has its own flowers, and it has small little black berries. They kind of look like blueberries, I guess. So then I thought, okay, blackberries doesn't seem too crazy. So I decided to look it up. I wanted to kind of look up the folklore on this particular ingredient to find out what was so weird about it. Ugh, let me tell you what I found. According to Christian folklore, blackthorn is seen as a sinister tree and associated with witches. It's depicted in many fairy tales throughout Europe as a tree of ill omen, so it seems like it has sort of some evil properties to it. To witches, it often represents the dark side of the craft. It is a sacred tree to the dark or crone aspect of the triple goddess and represents the waning and dark moons. I am interested and terrified. The keeper of dark secrets, witchcraft in Scotland, magic staff of the devil. Okay, I'm not even going to continue reading that. So basically, this fragrance is cursed, and if you believe in all of that sort of, witchcraft business, then maybe it's not for you. But I am going to divulge in the black arts. I'm going to risk my life. I am just going to enter the gates of hell and review this fragrance. I mean, it's too late for me. I'm already wearing it. So if the witches are coming, then they are coming for me. So what does that all translate to? What does it smell like? Does it smell like a witch's brew? Does it smell like a black cat? So to me, the base of the fragrance basically smells like a sweet, creamy blackberry pie. The vanilla orchid, again, adds that delicious creamy sweetness to the fragrance. The leather, I feel like, I mean, I have I have a few fragrances that have leather in it, and I feel like you can really smell the leather in those fragrances. Like it gives you that like, I don't want to say gross, but like strong, musky, not a particularly pretty scent. I feel like it was just kind of thrown into the witch's brew at the last minute just to be like, oh, we have some leather, let's just throw it in. But I feel like it doesn't really reveal itself. This doesn't strike me as a strong leathery fragrance at all. I feel like it's the vanilla orchid and that blackthorn that give it its signature as a creamy blackberry pie. I keep saying pie because I feel like this fragrance is very sweet and like it has I mean, maybe you'll disagree. I feel like it smells almost bubblegummy for like a little bit. I don't really know why. I guess it's from the vanilla orchid and maybe the pomegranate still kind of like, hey, don't forget about me. But I get a little bit of like a bubblegum vibe from it. Not for most of the fragrance, just kind of like when it starts to heat up a little bit. I can say, however, that it does start to get a little woodier. I feel like with a lot of fruity florals, you know, they have sandalwood and they have musk, but they never really smell like woody. They kind of just dry down to like that floral musk. Whereas this one, maybe it's the leather doing it, or let's not forget about the sandalwood, that was in the heart. I feel like this does dry down to more of a woodier fragrance. So after the pomegranate just fizzles off, and the vanilla orchid is gone, and the blackthorn, you know, finished its dark magic, we're kind of left with a woodier fragrance base. That kind of just smells like leftover witch's brew, we'll call it that. One more sort of mystery about this whole, you know, experience is that with the sandalwood and the musk and the leather, you'd think this would be a very long-lasting fragrance, but I feel like it's not particularly long-lasting. It kind of happens, and when it happens, it's, you know, it's a lot going on, it's really fun, but like then it kind of disappears. And it lasts a couple hours, but like not really the whole day kind of thing. So I was a little surprised at that. I thought the leather really would have prolonged this fragrance, but apparently it does not. So, okay, so enough about these witches. Let me move on to the body lotion, the Cursed Royal Revolution Witch Cream. That's not actually what it's called. It's called Royal Body Lotion. Royal Body Lotion. Yeah. So, oh. On the back it says the scent of victory. That's sort of the slogan of this fragrance. It's on the advertisement. That's it. I just wanted to tell you that. So this lotion is actually really, really good. I use this quite often. It's very soft. It's very moisturizing. It smells just like the fragrance. It has that nice sort of blackberry cream deliciousness. It's a strong smelling lotion, which is really good. If you do want to make the fragrance last longer, then of course try and get the lotion because I feel like they do work well. They do work very well together. So if you put the lotion on first and then top it off with the actual fragrance, then that will definitely help to prolong the scent. There is no glitter in this, no witchcraft glitter, so it's just a regular light lotion. This is 75 milliliters. I think you can buy it as like a big 200 milliliter one, but this is the one that came in the set. So if you can find this one, definitely get the set to get the lotion, and I actually will recommend buying this on its own. Usually I say, you know, don't actually dish out like the 35 or whatever it costs for the lotion, but this is really good. If I ever saw this like selling on its own and I was out of this one, I would consider actually getting it because I do like this. So you could get a shower gel with this fragrance as well. I, of course, got my little miniature. I will tell you with the minis that they are sprays, which is good. Some minis are like this, the dabber ones, but this one actually sprayed. It's 15 milliliters, so it's a hefty amount to get as like a little bonus. Okay, so let me just do a little review of the actual fragrance for the end of the video. Witchcraft Fantasy by Katy Perry is one of my favorite fragrances by her. I love the sort of sweet, fruity, slightly mysterious vibe that it gives off. So we start off with Freesia and Pomegranate, which is a sort of refreshing, fruity opening. Doesn't last too long, but then we get into the heart of the fragrance, which is the Jasmine, Orange Blossom, and Sandalwood. Forget about all three of them. Just throw them into the witch's brew and just leave them because they're not really, you know, part of this dark aura. Then we get into the base of the fragrance, which has the signature notes of the vanilla orchid, the blackthorn, the musk, and the leather. The The two main ingredients being the blackthorn and the vanilla orchid, giving it that sweet, creamy, blackberry kind of smell. The musk helps to make the scent last a little bit longer, and the leather, its presence is still unknown. It's kind of just lingering about. Maybe it's an evil spirit, I don't know. Overall, it's a sort of fruity, sweet, floral fragrance that dries down to a sort of woodier memory. Love the lotion, love the mini, love the bottle, love everything, and I think it's definitely worth getting. It smells nothing like Killer Queen. It is a completely new interpretation. It is the Royal Revolution, so Killer Queen is saying goodbye. She's been cursed by the witches, and now she's dabbling in the black arts, but I think it's a nice change, and hopefully she won't destroy the world. Oh, Meow just told me that she's the head mistress witch, and this was actually all her doing. To be honest, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at that. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that review of Royal Revolution. It's one of my favorite scents right now, and I hope it's yours as well. So I'll see you guys next time for some more fragrance review. I haven't worn Meow in so long. Ew, and now I remember why.